Hi, chat. How's it going? What's up? Gotta set everything up. One moment. There we go. Is my microphone working properly? It seems a bit quiet. It's not. Awesome. That's all. That's really cool. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay. God, I hate that. Okay, let me pick my Discord real quick. Hello, Dawn. You can't do it now? Not yet. I think probably this stream we're gonna finish the intervallo. Though we also somebody said there were 2 intervallos, so. Are there 2 intervallos? Oh no. I don't want to read that much. Okay. There we go. Welcome, chat. Also, chat, you may realize I have 0 modules because I did in fact claim the thing. That's messages, not storage. I claimed the thing that gave me the tickets, and now I have a lot of upgrade tickets, so now we can level up our characters properly. Let's go. What is this? Thread crate. Yeah. 11 thread. Cool. We have 1,000 thread. I forgot that the end of season thing transferred all of our thread into that. Yeah. Yo, welcome. What's up? Okay. So let's, first of all, level you up. Okay, so let me... So that boosts them to level 50 plus. What if I just did all of that? Yeah, no, I can... Okay. I can just use all of them on you, and then use the level 50 on Dawn. Because I just got the new Index Dawn. That's sick. All right. And yeah, after using Lord Honglu in the as a support, he's crazy. He's like really good. All right. So that's that. Ration Railway was the way to go, actually. That's crazy. Worthy investment. Let's go. And then for Dawn, we use the Index Dawn, which we just now got like last stream. So that's pretty cool. Let's level boost ticket level 50. Oh my god. So let's do that. Oh, did you not know we had the Indexed on? Yeah. We got the Indexed on. And I guess we'll up tired as well. Yeah.
심장에 나선 없는 자가 이곳을 배회하면 나리가 좋아하지 않을 테지. 마법의 삐삐님도 로신한테도
is a spoiler. I figured,
그렇게
yeah.
생각하지 않는가?
I've got it once I catch up, I think I'm gonna do like a bunch of like streams where I just like do like story stuff that I like skipped over. Because I skip over a lot of these stories. Let me just skip that, yeah. Yeah, I got the indexed on my very first 10 pull of the season, which is crazy. And what does it cost to uptie you again? Yeah, these 50. Is this like worth it? I still don't know if uptie 4 is even really worth it. Like I could, but like, do I need to? I don't know. FYI. Oh, but yeah. Well, since you are this rich in threads. Oh. Oh. I don't know if I need to. Do I? I actually like. What does it do? it like boosts everything a little bit more. So I guess that's worth it, right? Yeah, it just boosts like the stats, I think, and adds like extra like little things. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. Huge. All right, so we have some pretty good characters right now. This is crazy. What is your stuff again? I forget. I knew. Yeah, it's sinking in poise. Okay. So I think what we can do for like a good setup. Type 4 is the strongest version of an identity. Yeah. What we can do for a good setup, I think. Yeah, because we have more of a poise and rupture build with Lord Honglu and Drifting Blade Ryoshu, I guess. And then your poise sinking and you're just sinking. So these four, I think, do make up a relatively decent team. And then we can have like Zwei Ishmael and then like Gregor, I guess. I don't know. Still not a perfect team, but slightly more comprehensive than than we used to. So this is cool. When Lord Lu up type 4, did I not do that? I should do that. I have 3 shards. When I get enough shards. Yeah, I forgot I sharded like to get Lord Honglu, so. Also, our manager level is almost leveled up, I think. That's like full. Right. But yeah, this is cool. I like this team. This team's pretty cool, I would say. Or wait, no. You're also Rupture, aren't you? Yeah, Charge and Rupture. So we could also have you on the team. So we could have Lord Honglu, Drifting Blade Ryoshu, Index Dawn, Wild Hunt Heathcliff, Zwei Ishmael just because she's Zwei Ishmael, and then like W Corp, Hisung. Yeah, that's a decent team. I'll take it. I'm cool with that. I'm pretty sure you're fully able to clear railway now. Am I? Do I have enough people for it? I'm gonna cancel that for now, I think. We'll focus on that another time, I think. Because I need to clear the Intervallo. Also, chat, is there another Intervallo after this, or does it go into Canto 8 immediately? I feel like this... Usually an Intervallo before a Canto has like some build up to the Canto, and this doesn't really have that, so I'm assuming there's another one, right? That's the new Dawn. We have not even tested her out yet. She looks cool though. Yo, welcome. How's it going? Why not do line 1? Because I just want to focus on doing this. Oh yeah, that's funny. Okay, we're gonna test out the new Dawn.
출근하겠어.
My level's a bit low, but we're fine.
정리를 시작하겠어.
Isn't line 1 only available after Canto 8? Oh yeah, line 1. Yeah, I thought. Sorry, we're on line 5. Yeah, I don't have that unlocked yet. Barely. Now is the time for young Hisung and I to face the test. The nature of our trial shall take form as Pictula in Vidya. I assume that we all have a first-hand experience with static shocks. Oh, does static shock have aught to do with envy? Anyone who's been subject to both static shock and the envy of others must know that the latter stings in the same manner as the former does. I ill comprehend thine explanations. I see. To explain in plainer example, Miss Don Quixote, you have always been fond of and held great respect for the illustrious color fixers. Am I correct? Verily, I should be second to none where my passion of them were to be measured. Now, imagine yourself at a convention of sorts in which the said illustrious color fixers are holding an event to disseminate their autographs, and imagine that you are part of the excited queue. Oh, indeed, I have mentally placed myself there. Proceed. Yet, in great misfortune, the event comes to a close mere moments before you were to receive their autographs. Whoa! Fate playeth such cruel jest on my pitiful soul. Now, do imagine, what sort of emotion would you feel for the fellow fan who received the final autograph immediately before you were to receive yours, ere the chance was robbed? Oh, 'twould be quite the jealousy burning within mine heart, a painfully tingling sensation in my... Oh! My, you certainly enjoy explaining things, don't you? Suppose all scholars are kindred spirits, after all. You two, quit the pin wag and get in here. Verily, then onward to a new adventure. Then I shall follow. Dawn is still my favorite character. All right. Okay, so you're being targeted. Blade lineage. Oh, okay.
기다려 주시게.
So let me
마법의
read
삐삐님이
up again.
전해주는 지령의 해석이 조금.
I think it's literally just like read the prescript, right? It's the same thing. Use a skill marked with the skill marked of the prescript or hit a target with a marked skill. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. This is awesome. This is great. I love this. It's all unopposed. Okay. So I don't actually need to, yeah, I can just do stuff like this. Yeah. That's struggling. That's really cool. A neutral. Okay, these guys are strong. What? I guess Yisung is 5 levels behind, right? Yisung is kind of busted, by the way, yo. Oh, that's unopposed as well. Do that. Okay, one of these attacks is just gonna be like unopposed, sadly, because I think their speed is just, yeah, it matches us, and that, yeah, okay. He's kind of like Thumbersault, which is a great generalist for me. Oh. All right, we've got a few neutrals and a few unopposed, and mostly favored, so why not?
Yeah. 필연적. 절대.
My God. Huge.
결정. 해금. 좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Alright, what's your prescript? Also, each unit defeats the Pictulum that has taken their shape once. Okay. Prescript, hit a target with a skill marked with the mark of the prescript. Okay. Same thing, I guess. So that's not gonna happen for Yisung, sadly, so. If only he was faster. Because I can't really not target, right? I have to do this for the prescript, sadly.
예측할 수 없게 운명적인 주비를
Also, I noticed that you changed forms. Okay. This seems like not that terrible of a requirement. Just get the last hit on somebody, right? Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna have to go with some unopposed attacks getting through, but we'll be fine probably. Okay. That sucks, actually. We can do this. You get 2 attacks on us. God, okay, wait. Unless, you know, we can't really... We don't have enough good moves for Yisung. I need to level up Yisung, I think. Remember, you have defensive skills? True. I can just do that, can't I? And we do get 1 hit on you, yeah, because we have to for the prescript, right? Should be the same, right? We target with Ego Awakening skill. Oh, okay. We've got to do Ego, actually. Never mind. I can't do Ego. Never mind. That sucks. Unlock 2. Wait.
예측할 수 없게.
I think I'm losing track of these things. Sometimes it leans into charge and sometimes it's into burn. Right now we're leaning more into like total in Rupture, I think. Rupture and Poise. But we've got like a few people that don't fit it just because that's, again, who we have leveled up, you know? Okay, so this sucks because Yisung needs to kill Yisung. But also, this guy's targeted. Hold on. Is it targeted with an ego skill or influenced ego procuration state? Skill 3. Mark the... Okay. Skill 3. Get a target. To do that on you, I guess? I don't know. I don't think it's like that. Yeah, it should be fine. I think we need to finish you off there, actually, to get that.
예측할 수 없게.
Or no, we didn't, but we're fine. Whatever. Cool. Victory. And we got the requirements. It's huge. No, as long as Dawn is in her unlocked form, she just has...
이제 다음
uses skill
시련만
3 not ego.
넘어서면 본인
Manager level
또한
increase.
감히 나를
Oh god, she's gonna
가족이
talk a
될 수
lot.
있겠군. 그렇게 된다면 본인은 더 이상 죽을 일도 외로울 일도 없을 테지.
Why do all my identities talk a lot? They talk way too much. Okay. Hey, lunacy. Chat. Chat. Chat, look. Chat. No, don't go to the shop. Chat. Chat, we have some lunacy. Chat, we have lunacy. Chat. Am I addicted to gambling, chat? I saw that number and I was like, chat, we gotta do it. Let's go. Index Faust would be huge. Because I have like the She Association Faust. She's not the best, she's decent, and I do need a good Faust ID for Fluid Tech Faust. Maybe save for Whelp. When is that? I don't actually know when that is. There are new IDs coming out tomorrow, though. Oh, there are? Wait, I might need to save. Oh, God. Oh, no. Index Faust is just a glorified 2-star ID for this season. I mean, I used her as, like, a support. She's pretty good still, right? Whatever. We'll save. New Ishmael comes out tomorrow, yo. I mean, I don't really need a new Ishmael ID. I mean, actually, a new, like, Ishmael ID that's, like, set up for, like, the current, like, times would be good. Because I've noticed Ishmael's shield kind of falls short a little bit every now and then. So it's like, yeah. Save money for new IDs tomorrow, or if you really want to see a single poll. Yeah, no, we'll save up. When is Walpurgis, by the way? Did they announce that yet, or is it not? Is it just sometime soon? We're using like Dante's intuition. 6 days. Okay, yeah, I should save up then. I did not know that. That means I get another reaction to the trailer on my channel. Let's go. Index S is so good, especially when you consider there are more index IDs coming in sometime. Not sure when though. Yeah, I would love an index team. Oh, everyone cannot deploy Dawn. Why? What the heck?
잠시 같이 걸을 텐가. 네 목적지는 지정.
출근.
연료는 장.
즉시
네. 원하신다면 말뚝을.
좋아.
관역이 생겼나요? 즉시 출격하겠습니다.
네.
There we go.
원하신다면
Why can't I deploy Dawn? What the heck?
우티오컷이.
Anyway, the horse is here. Oh god. The foundation that led to this disaster was laid by none other than Yisung, whose only sin was making an innocent, tragically casual comment. Sometime after we ran our final tests. Please vacate the room, people. Cleanup coming's through. Ah, apologies. Miss Don Quixote has ought to... Thee, avail me but a moment. The shoelace upon Rocinante has become undone. What? How? I remember trying like 7 different knots on your shoes. Ah, yet we're quite the hideous access. Sorry to be forced upon Rocinante. I have tied one of them again in the shape of a ribbon. Yeah, the knots didn't look that great. Ribbons are cute. Oh boy. Yet one must begin to wonder. The consequence of Miss Don Quixote freeing her feet from Rocinante at her present state. Whatever art thou suggesting? Rocinante is none other than mine eternal steed, bound to me by fate itself. None shall ever sever the bond betwixt us. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. It was a query posed towards Miss Faust, yet I appreciate your answer all the same. And Faust's reply was what set fire upon that rather combustible foundation. I cannot know. What? An obvious outcome given that no relevant data has ever been collected. Well then, no time like the present to get collecting, huh? I think we were in a lab too. Where else are we gonna get another chance to do that? This course of action is highly inadvisable. Yeah, sounds like a bad time to me. Heard all kinds of horrible stuff happened on that train the moment her shoes came off. Sure did. Yo, Queen of Hatred is here, yo. Kindred must not be unleashed, oh god. But was but an independent decision called by Rocinante itself due to certain extreme circumstances that had naught to do with mine will. Well, you know, potato, potato. I guess, or I was already quite aware that the core of the individual may as well lie in her pair of running shoes. Beyond the, thou shan't treat a person such as I as some useless shell. Sorry, I can't read. What if we slipped her shoes off and on again really quickly? The standards here at the LCE department demand precise measurements. In other words, these tests would be meaningless if all we were measuring is a hollow shell. Hollow shell? We've indulged in the predictable provocations enough, Hohenheim. It seems necessary to remind you that you have not yet received the full report of what transpired during that incident. Oh, hi, Carmen. What's up? Honestly, quite incredible. And wait, oh my god! Everyone's here today. What's up, everyone? Hello. Freckles, you should use my Don Quixote. I already have the index Don. We just leveled her up to level 50 as well. In other words, you are risking the occurrence of an unexpected event. You concern yourself unnecessarily. The construction of my laboratory boasts a rather solid build. Not even the abnormalities on the more powerful side of things can puncture holes in the walls. Oh, very well, I will not force your hand. However, due to your unwillingness, I am behooved to record as such in my research journal. Due to the concerned sinner's utterly terrified reaction at the prospect of having to remove her shoes, I must unfortunately leave only a half-complete test result here. Oh my god. Utterly terrified? Terrified? For your information, these research reports are stored for at least a decade. Yes, we will have possession of a full record of your plain cowardice for at least 10 years. Outcome NA. Reason, subject was too scared to participate. My god. After much contemplation, I have come to conclude that dearest Rocinante deserveth a moment of respite as well. And I, Don Quixote, shall demonstrate before thee that Don Quixote is Don Quixote in her core still, without Rocinante's assistance. Are you sure that this is a good idea, Faust? Hohenheim, if your employment at Limbus Company ever comes to an unilateral termination, I suppose the cause will be rather apparent. Your highly irresponsible level of curiosity. Not a good idea. Got it. That would be my greatest honor as a researcher. Hey, if anything ever goes wrong, Yisong will be on the ready to slip those shoes right back onto your feet at a moment's notice, okay? I shall be on the ready. Oh god. Okay, so wait. Before... I still don't fully understand how Rocinante actually works. It just, like, suppresses a lot of her, like, Blood Fiend-like abilities, including the hunger, right? And the memory loss was from, like, intentional memory loss. That wasn't related, right? So it would bring back all of her, like, centuries worth of hunger. Oh god. That would be bad, probably. Behold me, not with such an excessive anticipation all. There shan't be any new revelations here. Don Quixote begins to untie her shoes, seething. This seven-layered knot possesseth quite the difficulty, young Ishmael. Wherefore hath thou tied these cords with such unwavering tightness? I was hoping they'd be the last knot the shoelaces would ever tie. Of course, there we go. That rest thee well, Rocinante. For Sinners and I were all quite nervous, but none of us stepped forward to stop this experiment. Why didn't we stop this? Was it because we thought we knew removing Rocinante doesn't necessarily mean that she'll be losing control, like we saw its effects on the warp train and at La Mancha Land? Or was it because we assumed that Rocinante was now just a disguise, and now that Don Quixote had accepted her past as Sancho, removing it wouldn't affect her psyche at all? Whichever was the case, it was a mistake to ignore that nagging feeling. These researchers don't know what facing Don Quixote's Sancho, the second kindred, is like. We do. Mother, oh god. Oh mother. Our existence is death and perpetuity. Complete us, fill our hunger. We pray unto you, fill us with the blood of humans, with the blood of humans. Ugh. The teeming, shouting voices suddenly begin to echo in my head. You know, the fact that the Canto 3 dungeon is an event thingy where Dawn removes her shoes. Oh god, I didn't know that. Really? Teeming, shouting voices. Oh, yeah, I already read that. They're the voices of all the children he had embraced. Or perhaps this was the blood fiend's instinct given voice, imprinted upon them at the moment of their birth. Proliferate this disease, embrace the unending hunger for blood, and propagate the family. So many voices, so much yearning, so much desire. Every single kindred that has ever existed in the past kneels before Don Quixote. Oh, dearest mother, dear children, when shall we be permitted to quench this thirst for blood? I must drink blood, oh god. I have to drink all the blood. Oh my god. All the blood that the family deserve to drink, I must. Dante, wake up. Ain't this a lot like the last time at the building when the fire on their head suddenly exploded? Oh yeah. I have to, I gotta get a hold of myself. Thirst. My body can even feel thirsty. This doesn't make any sense. God, I'm okay. I'm okay now. What did you see, Dante? If we want to bring Don Quixote back, we're gonna need to quench her thirst somehow. We need something to sate the combined thirst of the... Sorry, I heard myself speak for a second. The desire of every single kindred. That's not good. Do you keep any blood in there? Blood in here. Let's try to quench what's... yeah, we have some blood samples if you need them. Have you been listening to what the executive manager's been saying? It's the combined thirst of every single kindred. A few blood samples aren't going to do anything. So you're going to sit there and do nothing? Ain't this just a matter of getting her shoes back on? Right, Jisung, shoes. Get those back on her feet. I cannot. A bizarre wall of pressure surrounds her. This is one luxury sake. Good flavor. I bought those luxury cigarettes with our last bonus pay. Dang. These readings are incredible. So much power, even in a state that is, for all intents and purposes, complete emancipation. What? You egged her on knowing this would happen? I had many outcomes in mind. Some were quite similar to this, but this is beyond even the most extreme of my predictions. What the fuck are you so calm about this? We gotta do something. You haven't even seen how hard the last hits. What would be the use of panicking now? If the outcome does not align with the predictions, the first course of action should be to analyze the given data. However, it doesn't seem like our containment measures will be the answer here. Thus, the task of stopping her seems to fall straight onto all of you. Remember, the Sinner stories are based on the stories from their books? Yeah. Time for us to pay the price of curiosity. Alright. Time to fight Sancho again. Oh god, okay. Hi, Sancho. Just when we get her ID, we can't fight with her. Great, okay. Oh, and of course I have to do that immediately. That's great. Oh, it's the same song as well. Oh, no. Okay, so this just doesn't... Nobody wants to clash with this. That's awesome. I mean, struggling is better, I guess? Or wait. Struggling, okay. It is better, but also I want Honglu to do some damage, so I guess... do this instead. Struggling as well. Why not, yeah. Okay. backstories are technically planned, such as main plot points, but they probably still have to figure out what to make everything fit, or how to make everything fit. Yeah.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god! I forgot how strong Sancho was.
회풍.
Yeah, no, that was not working, was it? $154 damage. Just right away, okay.
직접 밝혀주마.
Still have Superbia available, right? What's
목을
Superbia again?
떨궈주마.
What? Lord Honglu's got this. Oh god. The stagger on Ishmael is bad. Oh god. Okay, wait, this sucks actually. What the heck? That's all neutral. That's really cool. Okay, get on your horse. Okay. So this sucks a lot, but I think we survive probably, I hope. Unless Ishmael dies, that would suck.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
24 karat gold Limbu, so true. Superbia lets you
내
get
뒤로.
ego for free. Oh, yeah. I totally should have done that actually, yeah. I don't know, whenever I get those types of abilities, I never use them because I want to like save them for like a point where I'm trapped because it's only once a day, right? Oh yeah, unbreakable coins. Okay, that's awesome. Oh my god. Okay, whoa. No! Okay, we're alive. So only a little bit, but we're alive. You need neutral. What are you talking about? You have 0 still. Why do you have 0? Also, neutral with your S3 is crazy though. What? Okay. That's a neutral as well. Oh my god, everything's going so poorly. Bro, when did they decide to just make this like the worst thing in the world? What the heck? No, that's oh no, that isn't clashing. Okay, hold on, wait. Okay. We're gonna die.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
탑봉창.
There she lost the clash, yeah. She won that clash though.
몸소 보여주지.
We just gotta get our SP up. That's all we really need. I could really go for a fluid sack fast moment right now, but like
어떻게 대관원을
내 뒤로.
level 23. Oh, even through, no, not through the shield. Wait, what? Yes, through the shield? I don't know. Okay.
계속해봐라.
Oh god, the stagger.
폭풍이 잦아들 때까지.
All right. Shoot, we are hurt. We are really hurt. Dude, come on, please.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Wait, we're kind of close to a stagger a little bit.
내 뒤로.
Oh god.
모험하고
Bro, just when I thought I had really good units, everything just like fails horribly. Oh my god. Is she stronger now? Oh,
빨리 지원 요청을.
cool. Oh yeah, bleed. This is really bad, chat. This is awful. Oh no. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Dude, that works. Go for that, I guess. Struggling is better than hopeless.
모두가 너를 잊어도
Maybe we'll get the stagger, who
반드시
knows.
되찾을 거다.
We did! We got the stagger, chat.
그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Huge. This is huge damage.
적을 물어뜯고 너의 쓸모를 보여라.
Now save your charge up. Okay.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
You believe in the heart of Windraid? I do not believe in the heart of Windraid, I'm sorry.
왜
200
안에
damage.
갇혀 죽어라.
회풍.
Would you happen to have only dispensed IDs and not egos? Mostly, yeah. Oh no. Did I win? I must. Have to be the mother to all of them. The family's thirst, it's... No, my lady, you needn't be the mother anymore of anyone here. Here. Virgilus, yo! You were a sinner, nothing more. Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god, this is amazing. I love when Virgilus comes in to save the day, it's amazing. Thank you, Virgilus. I will not place the blame of this incident on anyone, Dante. ... I understand that no one could have ever expected this outcome. Given the dearth of knowledge regarding the binding tool the first kindred had gifted to the third sinner. Well then. I hadn't had that much first-hand experience with watching Virgilus fight, but this was certainly the most exhausted I'd seen him after a fight. Oh my god, really? I decided to say nothing and turned the clock. Bro. Virgilus took on the Wild Hunt in its entirety, and this is the most tired you've seen him. What? Oh my god. He soloed the Wild Hunt. Okay. After some time passed... Don Quixote, what happened? Did you lose consciousness, or did something affect your memory? Manager Esquire, my memories were fine. I heard something as soon as I removed my shoes. Voices, right? Once again, you've witnessed me. Yes, the voices. So many voices. Voices? The voices of my family. But the blood fiends of La Mancha Land are all... Sinclair trailed off. Every single blood fiend left inside La Mancha Land was killed when the amusement park collapsed. In other words, most of Don Quixote's lower kindred were dead. That is correct, but I cannot explain how... The only way I might explain is that it was through my very blood... It was as though my very blood remembered them still. I recognized some of them, and some were the voices of those I had once deeply cared for. It seems that I was, against my own desire, made to ascend to my father's seat. Perhaps I always was, ever since then. And I was struck not only by my own thirst, but the combined thirst of every single one of the children. Thirst. Indeed, I am bound by that thirst. I am also bound by that thirst. It is only natural because I'm a blood fiend. Thus, the pressure of it all broke my hold of sanity, and I hurt you all as Don Quixote the Blood Fiend, a higher kindred, not as Don Quixote, a sinner and your friend. Dang. Don Quixote, this isn't your fault. It's such words are now meaningless. She looked down at her pair of shoes, their strings again neatly tied. The higher office will now be regularly supplying you with artificial blood packs. Hohenheim approached us after spending a while vigorously scribbling something in his notes. The blood substitute will be very similar to real blood in terms of composition, and we won't have any issues with supply. I don't suppose you actually believed that that mere willpower would be enough to withstand the surge. I have done quite well suppressing it thus far. Indeed, and that was precisely the wick attached to the ticking time bomb within the LCB. I must remind you that the soundness of this limiter of yours is quite tenuous, as today's events have demonstrated. Is it your implication that the purpose of conducting the reckless experiments was to determine the full extent of the latent danger? I don't know, it seemed like he was in it only to sate his curiosity. Call it merely an auspice of opportune inconvenience. The risk factor had to be measured sooner than later. Had I known the full extent of the danger she posed, I would have immediately requested forceful summoning of your department. Of course, as large as this void of unknowns was, we were able to fill it with new information. Certain analyses can be drawn by comparing the reports regarding blood fiends in this very experiment. Let us discuss the thirst you experienced first. For example, the combined desire of every lower kindred. Indeed, it is true, the Manchegan kindreds have been completely eradicated due to the events at La Mancha Land. But you still heard the voices of your children, yes? Sorry, doing voices is just really tiring. I need to get used to that, jeez. What are you trying to say? I aim to discuss the powerful binding force contained within blood. LCD's cooperative reports explain that blood is not merely a carrier of nutrients, but something more. That it contains certain abstract values as well. We sent in a complaint then that the report was far too vague in its wording, and we received a reply of their on-site investigative reporting team leader spat out, the contents of which were equally fascinating. You should get a pair of glasses to get more in character. I already have them. The desire of their kind, this thirst, is something that may as well be imbued and imprinted on the familial bloodline. Normally, the weight of that thirst is far too heavy for any individual to bear, which is why they propagate, to bear the unbearable burden together. But considering that all of the desire is now focused onto an individual on account of the extinction of her entire family line, it is easy to see why her hold on sanity was so easily broken, no matter the strength of her will. She alone was made to bear the responsibility, the pressure, the duty of having to raise a family once again. And because none of these needs are currently met, there comes the endlessly exacerbating thirst and more thirst. It is quite fascinating to see how your kind preserves these very abstract values in the physical form of blood. The mere words thirst does quite the insufficient job of describing the intensity with which you have lost control. It was my oversight, I must admit. Though he talks a lot. I do respect your efforts to be liberated from your nature, I truly do, but I also maintain that it is highly advisable for you to regularly consume the provided blood packs. Understood. But one day I wish to dismount from Rochonante, walk bare of feet, and feel the earth under my own skin. I was able to establish one positive fact from this exercise, however. What might that be? That there are those who would quite literally throw their lives on the line to stop you, even if you were to take off your shoes. In other words, I don't believe it to be necessary for other departments to exercise any separate control over you. Well, now that I've had a first-hand account of your conditions, I will write the following in the report. Still quite unstable, yet with the effort from the subject herself, the efforts from various other environmental factors, this subject has been deemed sufficiently controllable. Once again, I do respect your efforts, or any kind of effort, really, because I've never had much use for it myself. Dang. Don Quixote took a deep breath, then turned to face the sinners. By then, her eyes had regained their usual softer look. But sorrow was seeping through the tone of her voice. Despite her theatrical manner of speech returning, her tone reminded me of our time in La Mancha Land. My deepest apologies, dearest friends. Forsooth, I shall ever persevere to see that Rochonante, my shoes, are never to be removed again. Lass, you're looking at it all wrong. You're going to remove those shoes one day, yeah? And that's why you're going to that's what you're going to persevere towards. Barely. I think she let out a brief, quiet laughter. Ah, Manager Esquire. Perchance, is there aught that thou concealest from my knowledge? What do you mean? I don't think so. It's no coincidence that, at this very moment, I noticed Faust looking in my direction. I don't know if I made the right choice here, but Faust nodded lightly, as though to say that I did. I stopped hesitating, and the tick-tocking noise came to a stop. Very well, then. Dot, 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 dot. However, I cannot help but admit that I felt some degree of anxiety as I watched Don Quixote walk away as though nothing had happened. Wait, what are we keeping secret? Oh.
끝인가?
All right.
정말 한 톨도
Nice.
남지 않았나? 그렇다면 어째서?
My God, so much story left that I have to read out loud.
거지.
You know, fun fact about the AI bubble, it's slowly dying out. As investors of NVIDIA are pulling out from their investments in NVIDIA, investors are finally realizing that this AI is nothing more. Finally, my God. Just a retrieval of... Oh! Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Dang. Alright, well, let's continue. Well, now that that's over and done with, I would like the sinners to come gather around here. Hohenheim placed the sinners in a single file before him and began. Now, the regular checkup is complete. We finally have enough data to compare your pre-employment statuses to those of your current selves. Which means, indeed, we are able to measure your pre-employment combat capabilities as well. Oh, and what are your conclusions? Also, at this point, Sancho is now ranked a first kindred in a technical sense. Dang. Allow me to preface this by saying that there isn't much significance in establishing this particular hierarchy of power on a linear scale. Like I said, you are all equally mediocre at the present anyway, and... Oh, there's plenty of significance, alright. We've all gotta know who's the big boss. While this is but speculation on the worst-case scenario, we must know which of us has the most right and authority to lead the rest of us, of the sinners, in case our executive manager becomes, due to some unknown yet inexorable circumstances, unavailable. Hey, that's... I don't listen to anyone weaker than I am. What if there was a reason I was the first one asked to introduce himself? There was a burgeoning interest among the sinners to see which of them would be at the apex of this scale. Were they measured by their strengths prior to their employment, or were they measured by their strengths prior to their employment? Hey, maybe before I lost my memories, even I... Dante, don't. It is interesting to how every collective has the desire to get a clear picture of the pecking order. A negative expression of the desire may lead to juvenile behaviors among children, for example, stealing their colleagues' lunches for meager reasons such as scoring higher than they did on a test. You're not speaking from personal experience, are you? Thus, I believe that trying to conceal the outcome of the tests from you would be quite meaningless. Each of your placements in that line you are standing in signifies the very order you were curious to know. I do not waste any more breath on this subject. There was a long, long silence. Then the sinners all simultaneously turned to look at the person in the frontmost position of the line. This had to be the longest, most awkward, most loaded silence I've ever felt in my life. Yi-song, okay. Much did I wish to hold shrouded in my fathoms, yet I yearned still to convey that we are all more than meets the eye. Yet there remains a certain abundance within my heart. Perhaps the tests of this day paint a picture of both my qualities. Thus spoke I, Yi-song. Yi-song? I will place trust in the faith that all of you shall one day sprout wings as I have. Yi-song, it's the other way around. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, no. I die. I would die. I would, like, I have a heart attack and die, I think. Oh, yes, the line was made from my point of view. From there, the sinner wielding that oversized lance is the one in the front of this line. I mean, that makes sense. The first kindred is actually the strongest among us, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Dang, that sucks. Well, you said some cool words, though. We got this, right, Yi-song? Well, 'tis quite the bashful occasion to be the center of such fervent action of one such company. I wouldn't say fervent is the right word. Worried, maybe? I shall be vigilant. No one seems to have any objections or doubts about who the strongest sinner was, given the earlier event. On second thought, it appears that it would be best if we left the command to Ishmael, as we have done so far. Otis mumbled through gritted teeth. Wait, what's the actual lineup? Did I probably saw it, because I saw Dawn standing at the end of here, but I didn't register fully that that was the proper lineup. Okay. Forsooth, I am in agreement. I am more partial to roles as a defending fixer or a squire. 'tis often the case that such side characters enjoyed greater popularity since time immemorial. Very happy to see this discussion not coming to blows. Now, are we all ready to move on from this? Wait a minute. Aren't we all forgetting something pretty important? That's just how the world works, Greg. No one remembers anyone between the first place and the last place. I even forgot my own placement in the order. No, I mean... Fellas, I wasn't even part of the list. Oh, were you not? Who cares, mate? There's 12 of us. Some people just fall out of the radar. Big deal. Let's get on with it. Wait, what? Hey, you can't just disregard me like swatting away a fly. Yeah, I'd guess you're somewhere around my level, probably, or Heathcliff's. Ishmael replied in a voice that had clearly lost all interest in this discussion. Ah, you're the sinner with that bizarre insectoid arm. We had no choice but to place you in the least favorite category of all researchers. Exceptions. Ugh. Ugh. They really hate that, huh? In other words, you are a unique case that cannot be placed on a list or scale. To do so would be irresponsible. I'd say you carry a certain potential. That, potential, is it? Does that mean I could also be first place if all goes well? It could very well be the reverse, given the definition of potential. Let not this query harrow your mind, Becker, your day will come. Potential, man, oh god. Feels funny getting consoled by the guy who's placed last. Alright. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god, I need like a break from reading. What the heck? I have 190. When did that? Oh, my manager level went up. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? I don't know, not really. Let's continue. I need like a fight in between this so that I can like not constantly strain my voice at every like word. After some time had passed, next we must discuss the classification numbers. We have been assigned risk levels for distortions, just as we have for abnormalities. The confirmation logs you have written for us were of great help, of course. My researchers struggle to parse the handwriting of certain sinners, however, but it was good data all the same. We had a 3-hour debate over a letter, or we once had a 3-hour debate over a letter, and even that bloody governess gave up trying to fix my handwriting. He grinned proudly and wiped the side of his nose. As you are all well aware, the current system of classification numbers has a rather significant oversight. Because abnormalities were creations of the former L-Corp, our classification system had to be lifted whole from their system. However, by the criteria by which the former L-Corp measured the risk levels was the amount of their energy production. As a correlation of sorts, it was often the case that the more aggressive abnormalities produced more energy, but their destructive capabilities were not part of the criteria, despite the correlation. That is why certain abnormalities were assigned relatively lower risk despite their potential to kill even multiple higher-ranking employees. They were an energy company at the end of the day. It makes sense their priority would be to measure the energy output. However, here, both abnormalities and distortions must be suppressed via direct confrontation. Thus, the former L-Corp's classification system is rather incongruent with our purposes. I once heard someone say that we should be wary of people who drone on and on in the intro. Thus, it became necessary for us to reorganize the distortion's risk levels and classification codes. Wow, how interesting. So whose job is going to be? I am rather taken aback by the naivety by which you ask me that question. It's us. Sinners without the right to refuse, was it? Wait a sec, aren't you just offloading your own work onto us? A privilege given to researchers. Wait, don't be so ignorant, yeah? This is all just, in order to research the distortions, we gotta... The other way around, assistants. We gotta do research into distortions in order to solve them better. It's elementary, shite. Hohenheim's really got you wrapped around his finger, you know that? According to the LCD's on-site investigative reasoning team leader, the progression of a distortion is much like that of a disease. The fate of an abnormality awaits at the end of the distortion phenomenon, after all. Where distortion progresses into an abnormality, all pre-existing individuality is erased, replaced by the totality of the abnormality. Thus, it is impossible to bring back a distortion that has already transformed into an abnormality. It will no longer have that reversibility that they once had in the distortion phase. So a distortion like the Time Ripper fellow will eventually become an abnormality too, if left untouched. If you are referring to the subject HE6PI2001, then yes. This is simply a prediction, of course, because that particular subject isn't contained here. I cannot say with absolute certainty that its progression into an abnormality will be observed. A correct assessment. Oh, didn't Limbus Company collect the Time Ripper? I need water, oh my god. I'm already almost done with the first glass of water that I brought in. I'm glad that I decided to bring a bottle of water in as well. My god, okay. We hoped we would, but T-Corp was very adamant about their claim over the entity, to the point where they refused to even sit at the negotiation table. I found their time-ripping ability quite fascinating, but sometimes I don't know when to cut my losses, I suppose. So wait, that he or something is the new classification code format? Indeed, because it is difficult to identify and observe the origin of the shape of the distortion, we decided to forego that information and instead replace them with their sin affinities and expected damage scale. Sin affinities. PI must refer to Pigrita Sloth. It appears that the classification now mimics the classification of the Petula. They do indeed follow the same thought process if we're being technical here. I wouldn't say it mimics it. It would be more accurate to say that as the Pectula are at once the origins of the distortion phenomenon and its byproducts, the affinities can be transferred one to one. What's the expected damage scale? Combat capability, I'm guessing. I remember them saying that the risk levels were determined based on the encephalin production rates, which is not the most meaningful information to us who have to fight them directly. It was a tad inconvenient to put a nebulous idea like combat capabilities into a singular numerical scale of power. Certain entities have idiosyncrasies with variables that may make such a linear measurement quite meaningless. So instead, we decided to measure the expected amount of damage that Limbus Company personnel might suffer should they engage these entities in battle. While this Time Ripper poses very little threat against the Sinners due to your idiosyncrasies, the unique nature of their weapons means that they can immediately deal a nigh fatal blow to anyone from the LCC department with a singular strike. That is why the distortion was given a rather high expected damage scale of 6 from a scale of 1 to 10. Please do note that this is not a perfect system, and these values are only as references. Will this standard be applied to abnormalities as well? We have plans to do so, yes. Risk levels and expected damage scales will be coming before their classification codes. Speaking of which, I have something to show you all. What is that? Or what is it? What else other than the monolith? One with the highest potential values among Limbus Company's businesses. Thus, the development of transportation, management, and processing methodologies of the monolith is a glowing achievement indeed. Limbus Company. So true. God, it's been an hour and I am actually so tired of speaking out loud with these voices. God, I should probably brew tea before I stream these intervalos. The artifact by its very nature poses great danger. I hesitate to embrace its use so willingly. I love tea. Yeah, tea's great. I haven't had tea or coffee today. My God. I usually drink coffee in the morning, but I did not get a chance to. That usually means I'm just gonna have a headache later in the day, which I'll just drink coffee later. Which, fun fact, strangely, caffeine doesn't really have an effect on my sleeping. Isn't that weird? Does anyone else get that? Where they're able to sleep through caffeine, but it still gives them energy when they need it? I feel like I can drink caffeine and then take a nap and I'll be fine. I have jasmine and rose tea, yo. Okay, let's continue. Sorry, I looked at my phone. I got a notification. I already read that, yep. A great danger, but I wouldn't say that we are beset any danger at all times. The arbitrariness is deciding how dangerous something is, comes from the degree to which it poses a risk. As you must already know, the monolith here is a device that can force a distortion. It is scattered throughout the city, just like a golden bow. At first, only in possession of the fingers and the syndicates of the backstreets, now being collected by companies both large and small and nameless like a plague. We also learned that they have become rather high-priority targets for some wings out there. As luck would have it, we managed to begin our research, expedition, and collection of the monoliths much earlier than the others. Now we are already at the stage in which we may partake in the processing and the sales of these artifacts, expanding our business ventures. Man, we really do just sell. You'd think, you'd want to research the monolith properly and see if you can, do stuff with it, since so many people are trying to, grab them and take them and steal them. And then, also maybe find some potential dangers with them, but no, you're just selling them off, okay. You could say that we narrowly avoided the very unsavory fate of having to tussle with the wings for the possession of these artifacts. Okay, I'm gonna use this stream to fall asleep. Yeah, I have a good one. If I randomly scream, just wake me up, dang. Because we may have had to confront the wings directly were that the case. ... Asking out of pure curiosity here, what would happen if we were ever assigned a city threat level? Ishi, how about we don't ask questions we don't ever want to find out the answers to? I mean, what if we, due to some contractual shenanigans, end up going against the associations? I think it'd be a good thing to know ahead of time, just in case. Seems like a question worth entertaining to me. Let's see, from Canard to Star of the City, I suppose your assignment would be somewhere between Urban Plague and Urban Nightmare. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ranking. We're not even, at our, max strength yet. We still have a few level caps to get to, and we're already Urban Plague or Urban Nightmare. That's crazy, actually. Okay. about Star of the City yet, are we? Hey, I recognize this entirely because every single time anyone talked about Star of the City, somebody would say SOTC, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? Back when I was playing Rona. It almost sounds as you want to be given a threat level. It is true that you, upon first sight, due to your revival powers and the potential of the identity technology, may appear to pose a rather troublesome risk. However, you have a very clear and obvious weakness. Indeed, all of our advantages will be moot upon the manager's death, yeah. Hohenheim slowly turns to look at me, prompting Faust and the other sinners to follow suit. What if we protected them, though? I am impressed by your optimism, given the kinds of enemies you have faced thus far. We don't even need to go so far back in time to discuss the incidents with the fixer Siegfried or Big Brother Ricardo I read from your reports. Should a third sinner suddenly seek to attack the manager with her full might? Oh yeah, sorry, I misread that for like a second, but okay. Do you truly believe that the rest of you would be able to protect them? No, the flow of this world is that the manager will be preserved, so that no such thing may come to pass. That's enough, Hohenheim. Any further divulgence, and Faust will open a disciplinary committee to discuss the consequence of your careless words. Not there yet, are we? Well, very well. Whichever is the case, you do have the potential to become a star of the city threat at some point in the future. But do remember that it would be best if you could avoid that unfortunate designation. And please, don't forget that this is only true so long as you have Limbus Company's backing. Time for the Dante training arc. We need the Dante training arc, please. Dungeon, the final checkup, alright. Oh, I need to, yeah. Alright.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
We are almost done with the regular checkup. Finally, we have a chance for you to overcome an adversary based on what you have learned thus far. And for me to prove my hypothesis. What hypothesis is he talking about? No need to worry, my hypotheses have never been wrong most of the time. If Dante did a training arc, would you change up their voice? Maybe. I'd consider it. I'd have to think of a new one, though. This experiment is entirely of my own design and supervision. And I will faithfully follow my own pure curiosities and instincts as a researcher. As I have a feeling we're not gonna like where this goes. Now, do you see this monolith here? Oh god. Yep, I do. That's a monolith, alright, but... Don't you worry, my researchers will be the ones to activate the artifact. Activate the artifact? Not on you, relax. I understand that none of you would be willing participants to this experiment. So if you're going to force us to distort saying that we have no right to refuse or something, I'm gonna... Yeah, hang on, I can't let you do that. Even as your assistant. Yeah, he's done it. Yes, but if you must, we are willing to send the weakest sinner among us for... ... Forget I said that. That was foolish of me to say. I will subjugate the... I will be the subject of the experiment myself. Oh. You're going to distort yourself? Am I hearing you right? Aren't you curious to see what kind of distortion you'd end up becoming? I'm sure this is a question you will have all entertained at least once. No, I ain't curious. I ain't got it ain't a pleasant experience either. Stop gritting your teeth like that, assistant. It will have an adverse effect on your long-term dental health. What if you just end up turning into a patchoulum? You could end up becoming a patchoulum, just another one of the fodder we slaughtered on our way through for the tests earlier. You're risking that? It is indeed a possibility. It would signify nothing more than my very own limitations. Well, distort yourself now. Just a mediocre shell. If such an incident comes to pass, then these employees will transport me to a containment unit. We even made a bet on what kind of patchoulum I would turn into. He bet on Uli, Ion, Invidae, Huron, Pigratai. I don't remember like any of them. Oh god. Just say the sin of Finleys, please. But how could you? I think about it like this. If I were to become a Pectula, it would be akin to losing at a game of chance. Of course, that counts as a loss, or what counts as a loss may depend on what I, at that precise time, consider to be losing. But the mere fact of turning into a Pectulum relieves me of any value to life. I'd say he was being too hard on himself, but that felt like too simple an explanation to describe his tone. The company would most likely attempt to transport me to a containment unit, but I disagree with that decision. I would like to ask you to dispose of me on the spot. I'm well aware that I'm not the kind of congenial person who earns others' favor at first meeting, if at all. I don't believe that our brief relationship has been the most amicable kind, therefore I see little reason why you would hesitate to cut me down. Of course, sinners with gentle hearts like this young Sinclair here may express certain distaste against the decision. But once I become a Pectulum, it may as well mean that Hohenheim, the entity, has ceased to be so. Or ceased to be. So I hope no unnecessary emotions like guilt clouds your judgment in killing the Pectulum, a mere byproduct. But what if something unexpected happens? We're talking about your life here. Don't you have any manuals or backup plans, or? This is a very simple matter. Nothing more than a coin flip, heads or tails. It appears that you're still insisting on your absurd 50-50 theory. I am a researcher who wishes to humiliate the field of mathematical statistics, unlike the general lay of the academia. I believe there is a certain romanticism to research. It is much more exciting to run as many tests and gain as many samples as we can than to be stuck behind a desk poring day and night over books and paper, isn't it? If it's tails, then you may dispose of me immediately and the employees here will take care of the rest. Don't forget to destroy the key inside that coat pocket and the files inside my cabinets, for example. Yes, we remember. If I were to successfully distort, we would be halfway to success. For the first time, I am feeling quite the envy of you all. I wish I could be a witness to my very own distortion. Huh. If you've been paying attention to my lectures, perhaps you could even come up with a classification code for my distortion too, going by the standards we have discussed earlier. Not that I have a very high expectation that you would. I've recently come to a realization that people nodding along to my words is not a signifier of comprehension, but instead an expression of societal niceties. Nods. No, not even, like he said that out loud. Nods. Then the manager here will open the entrance to my dungeon of the Fathom. Oh yeah. And you will progress through the mirror dungeon as you have always done when facing a distortion, to reach into its deepest fathoms to face my distortion once again. Sometimes a bit too eager to distort. I wish you the best of luck in your suppression efforts. By the way, what are the monoliths? Are the monoliths like made of light or something? Because like we know Carmen. Is Carmen the only source that causes people to distort, or is she one of the sources that causes people to distort? I guess she would be one of the causes that causes people to distort, because before Carmen was like in her current state, she studied like Cogito and stuff. So I guess Cogito itself is just the thing that causes people to distort, but Carmen pulls it out of them. I guess she's the source. But how did the abnormalities exist before Carmen? Did they? I could have sworn they exist. Like that was part of their research originally, abnormalities and Cogito. I guess Cogito was their research, and then after Carmen died, they switched to abnormalities as well, right? Chat, don't. Chat, when you say a spoiler that I have no idea what it means, it does look like a spoiler. I feel like you're joking, but like, I don't know what that means. Abnos and distortions are different, but they just explained that distortions are like a disease that turns you into an abnormality eventually, right? Distortions aren't necessary for abnormalities to exist. So I guess. So abnormalities can be extracted from Cogito, and then distortions can turn into abnormalities. Okay, I get it, actually. Okay. Abnormalities are their own things that have been caused by distortions? Yeah. An urban plague general reception? Oh. Fake spoiler thumbs up? Listed links? Oh. Oh. You were just comparing this character. Okay. You guys gotta stop doing, like, spoiler, like, and then joke. There are also abnormalities that are born from pure concepts? Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Hexasection. And once you've made it that far, it is likely that you will find me unconscious, or if luck would have it, conscious. Unconscious? Are you sure that this is safe? A degree of case-by-case variance is to be expected. It may take some time for a full recovery, but it will happen should you succeed. That reminds me, that's how this Bamboo-headed Kim was brought back as well. Oh yeah, Kim's alive, yeah. Bamboo-headed Kim, he's recovered? He is safely contained within our facilities. It seems that they are ready to activate the monolith. I'm confident that I, even as a distortion, will be quite the exceptional specimen. Hang on, just like that? You're not a Pectulum. Indeed, and I can still hear them. Oh, wow. Yes, I remember. I still do. He still has to have the nerd voice, I think. No, he'll be back, but this is pretty unnerving. Don't worry, we'll bring him back no matter what. The manager says that we will bring him back no matter what. Sure sounds like a dependable sort, this manager of yours. Very well, please take a look at this. This is a note. Did he write his tips on how to do this or something? He says that all you have to do is read what's on the note in front of this distortion. Apparently it's some kind of code. I don't think he'll hear anything but ticking noises from me. Can you read this, Mersault? It will be done as you commanded. Mersault nodded, then began to read the words from the note out loud. Lobotomy Corporation, 5 minutes, potentiality is anticipation right hand. The moment Mersault uttered them, the all too familiar portal began to appear around Hohenheim's distortion, as though they were a key to a door. Scattering shards of familiar yet alien sights appeared intermittently beyond the shimmering veil. Hohenheim had already entered the portal as we stood there gawking but we could still hear his voice echoing through the laboratory. I suppose we'll be forced to share my past here. The past I never wanted to share, the past no one cares to learn about. It is something I must endure for the sake of this experiment, however. I needn't expose every little detail of it. Whoa. Oh, wait. Is Hohenheim a Lobotomy Corporation remnant? A clerk? Was Hohenheim a clerk? Oh god. Okay, chat, let me check up on something real quick. 1 second. 1 moment, chat. Okay, we're good. Had to respond to something, sorry. It's all in the past now anyway, isn't it? Alright. He was in your facility this whole time, oh god. Okay. Cool. Hohenheim's Fathoms, alright. We are at the starting point of the Dungeon of the Fathoms. We found ourselves in a room that appears to be a workshop of ego gears. If you've scored below 100% synchronization rate in this aptitude test, take only a single ego from here. An ominous warning sign greets us all, and the same words repeat ceaselessly from the speaker. The sinners all go to take a look, enticed by the sign telling us that we can pick up the ego gears here, but what we find here are ego gifts. Well, these ain't ego gears, these are gifts or something, right? It appears that ego are manifest here in the shape of ego gifts. We can't just take them all. This is the Dungeon of the Fathoms. As it differs from the usual mirror dungeons, it is highly advisable that its rules are followed. What should we do? Flaming Gauntlet. Boots with spiky bits on them. Cleaning solution spray. Oh god, Flaming Gauntlet is gonna be fire. Boots with spiky bits on them. Would that be like haste? Or just boots, but spiky bits. Bleed, maybe? I don't know. Let's take the cleaning solution. This one seems best suited for the situation we're in. You take the Illusory Hunt ego gift. 2 damage up. Alright, that's fine. I'll take that. Colorless ego gift. Okay. Yes. 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 There we go.
입장을 알리는 음악 소리가 들리.
Da. What's going on with them? Good. It appears that I can censor these with my own will, at least to a degree. Your mission here is to classify my distortion, reach the end of this dungeon, the Fathoms, and bring me back. Oh, that's Hohenheim talking, sorry. Your mission, however, does not involve digging into my past. It appears that we have a passing familiarity with this place. You, us. What is it that they seek to convey? I don't believe any level of proper communication will be feasible, given that you are in a dungeon of the Fathoms. Well, then do something about it. I regret to tell you that the setting of the dungeon is made out of my hands. Had it been up to me, I would have manifested a place that was much more fascinating than this. Like that library, fabled to have every book in existence. You used to work at the Lobotomy Corporation? One of my past careers, yes. Us. Diplomacy did not seem to be an option here. The censored people brandished their weapons threateningly and stood in our path. Oh. No, you can't do, you gotta label who's talking. What the heck? Library mention, let's go. Looks like we're gonna have to take them down if we want to make any progress here. It can't be helped. Let's get ready for a fight. Watch this be Yuri. Oh god. Oh god. If we see Yuri, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm actually gonna be like, oh god. Void Dream? Is that what this is? So does it automatically target? No, it doesn't. Why? Why is that? Shouldn't the prescripts come before all? Above all? Isn't that how that should go? Shouldn't the prescripts be good? Isn't that how it goes?
목을 내놓고 되도록. 몸소 보여주지. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
내 뒤로. 탑공창.
That does seem like an oversight. Like, the whole gimmick of a character is to target a specific character, but there's a game mode where that character literally cannot, like you cannot target a specific character with, like what? Why? Okay. Prescript target is different from prescript itself. It just gets extra bonuses from attacking the target. Oh. Never mind, I might be stupid. Use a skill mark the prescript or attack, or hit a target marked with a marked skill. Oh, okay. I just have to, okay. Never mind. I'm wrong. I'm wrong and stupid and dumb and stupid. Also, we're getting a lot of neutrals here. That's bad. We need to level everyone up fully.
남길 말은 없겠지.
These unfocused encounters do not matter and are dog shit, okay?
내 뒤로. 흩어져. 찾지 못하리.
What does your block do?
기다려 주시게. 마법의 삐삐님이 전해주는 지령의 해석이 조금.
God, everyone talks a lot. Okay. Final power +1 and deal plus 50% damage for every unlocked stage. And shield equal to 15% of max HP. That's good. That's actually huge. That means defense actually just like can fully nullify any damage. Okay. And it's a counter. Reduce shield gain by 1.5 for every karmic consequence at plus 50 karmic consequence. Do not gain shield. Okay. Gain +2 poise. If this unit does not have unlock, gain unlock 1 once per turn. Graceful Prescript stack of 3. Okay. We don't have unlock, so we should be using that, right? To get unlocked. Neutrals, awesome. There we go.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
Counter is basically through unlock the Legion Karmic.
목을
Oh,
떨고
dang.
고작 이 정도
I
탕류의
didn't do it that way,
허덕이나.
what? Oh.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
회풍.
정해진 운명의 결정. 해금. 초월.
Yo. I still don't fully understand how a lot of this works, but I do just need to read a lot more, I think. I tend to skim a little bit to see the base abilities and then learn through actually playing and then reading chat messages and stuff. but I might occasionally need to do extra reading sometimes. This one. Several researchers are moving about busily in a hectic-looking laboratory. Did something escape or something? Did something escape or something? As we stood there gawking at the mess, someone walked up to the sinners. Get out of my way. Actually, you know what? Perfect timing. Counter can just give Dawn the ego form if you just use it turn 1 now. Since ego form needs unlock 1. Yeah, how do I can gain unlock through other means though, right? Do I gain unlock through doing prescripts as well? Is that how that works? Eat this, come on, we don't have much time till the clinical trial report deadline. Yeah, sure. Gluttony and gloom advantage. Alright, Lord Honglo, you got this, or wait. You got a better chance, or do you? Yeah, you definitely have a better chance. Yep, oh my god, okay. Don Quixote's face lights up with surprise as soon as they take a swig of the researcher's potion. The potion seems to have alleviated a great degree of stress from Don Quixote. Their eyes were practically twinkling. The clinical trial was a success. Thanks for volunteering. Please take this. It's one of our newest lines of medicines. Enhancer MK4. Huge.
보았는가?
Nice.
지령은 절대적이라네.
Karma consequences gained when you... Oh, wait, hold on. Basically, Dawn works like this. When you use a marked skill, you gain Grace of the Prescripts. When you get Grace of to a multiple of 3, you gain what level of unlock divided by 3. At unlock 1, you gain Ego. You get 3 Graces. You attack the first target. Karma consequences gained when you don't fulfill a prescript. It makes you more fragile. Okay. So just follow the prescripts. Yep. On hit with the final coin against enemies with 15 rupture potency when using the base attack skill that inflicts rupture potency, your count inflict +3 rupture count. Base attack skills that inflict rupture count, clash power +1 that deal 20%. Okay, that's huge actually.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
So how do we know this guy is actually distorted? He doesn't sound any different from his usual self. The sanity degradation due to distortion affects every subject differently. I mean, yeah, but censoring his own fathoms. But Hohenheim, you're in Dungeon of the Fathoms. We will see through it with Dante's powers whether you want to show us or not. You make a fair assessment. How about this, then? If you were to see them anyway, allow me to save you the trouble and give you a quick rundown instead. Come visit me as soon as you finish watching my tale. This tale began when that man walked into my laboratory. Yes, I had a personal laboratory all to myself. One of the few perks of being an elite researcher. This guy's just telling this story however he wants to, isn't he? Mr. Hohenheim. Let me think. I don't quite remember what he looked like. Something like this, perhaps. Oh. Whichever is the case, I was planning to censor his appearance anyway. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. Stop. Are you here to express your displeasure with me? Dude, yeah. The what now? If you are, do let me know from the get-go. I had a feeling it was about time this would happen. 3 months, not a bad record for working without a workplace conflict. Oh, if this is about quitting, then you would find a much better audience among the human resources team. No, I mean, I'm just here to thank you for picking me, some dude from the backstreets, to work here. I heard it was you who made the hiring decision. I don't know how to put this, but you're the only one who saw my, what's the word? Yeah, my potentiality. You saw something that no one else cared to look into. You know what I mean? Ah, but it had nothing to do with something so grandiose like potentiality. A wing does not hire people from the backstreets for something so insignificant. While this information has never been publicly available, Lobotomy Corporation's primary criterion was trauma. By the way, Hohenheim is the guy that called the greater potential man, yeah. Candidates with horrible, insurmountable trauma were often favored by the company. Those our goat, you mean this guy? And in an indirect way, it was only natural that they would begin to favor candidates who originate from the backstreets. Just walks into Science's lab and proposes an offer you just can't refuse. I'm like, G-Man. Your greetings are acknowledged, Jimmy, but now feel free to leave my office, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Anyways, I've been meaning to ask, Mr. Hohenheim, how do you always enjoy being alone? It may come as a surprise to you, but I am very adept at spending my time all on my own. It is one of the hundreds of distinguishing features that set me apart from ordinary men. Say, don't you need someone to be like your loyal right-hand man? My right hand is doing just fine, thank you very much. Do you believe in potentialities, Hohenheim? Am I saying that word right? Potentialities. Potentialities. What an unrelentingly stubborn employee he was, even in hindsight. Thanks to you, I do, and I've been thinking. If I keep at it, one day I might even find myself living at a large nest, changing my world a little by little. Kind of like how a thing like me managed to snag a position here at the Lobotomy Corporation. So I'm thinking here that I want to stick around in your circle. To bring about such drastic changes to one's life is in the realm of feasibility for an exceptional researcher like myself, indeed. But you are, like most of the rabble, painfully average in most qualities, and therefore unlikely to be moving force in that change. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy to say to his face. All right. I need to switch to my water bottle. I ran out of water, chat. Water. I have no faith in universal things like potentialities. I have faith in myself and myself alone. Besides, I'm not very partial to mathematical statistics like the probability theory anyway. So, I would like to keep both my right and left hands as my own. Have a nice day. Want to know something about me? I'm the kind of guy who doesn't really think about things. Action before deliberation, you get me? Thoughtless and carefree, probably the only merit to be found in those who originate from the backstreets. Or was it that a thinly veiled threat of physical assault? No, I'm talking about the new Abno that just got shipped here. It's a tricky one to manage, I'll tell you what. It reads our mind, screwing up all kinds of strategies or whatever, as long as it's based on hard logic. Want to shoot for the Department of the Year award together? You seem to be rather skilled in the art of transactions. One of the few merits found in those who originate from the backstreets. I will admit, I suppose I was overcome by a certain ennui back then. Heathcliff's biological dad. And in hindsight, it was foolish of me to engage in such inane conversations. Us. At the remnants of my past come to haunt us. Perhaps it is I whom they truly wish to hurt. Oh, dang. The Helly of the Century. Let's go. Alright. Oh, was that actually? No, it wasn't. It's just dominating. Okay.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
내
Everything
뒤
is so much cooler now that I have like stronger IDs. Whoa.
탑공창.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
정해진 운명이라네.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
My God.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수
내
남길
뒤에
남길 말은 없겠지. 후회 안에
Nice.
갇혀 죽어라.
흩어져. 찾지
I like the
못할
remixed LogCorp theme.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
Woodloo is strong AF right now, and you're seeing his worst performance. Yeah, because doesn't he do better and improve the other Heishu pack guys, right? God, that's crazy. Kanto 8 and 9 draws near. It's finally here, the Department of the Year award. Indeed, I have finally done it. With some minor assistance from you, of course, and some other employees. Come on, admit it. Don't you notice that a lot more employees are saying hello, good morning, and what have you to you in the hallways compared to when your reputation was a bit, you know, it's all because I'm just that good as a right-hand man. I will admit that your intuitive and spontaneous eye was of some assistance when it came to identifying certain observations among abnormalities. This and the potentiality I was talking about, man. The same thing you saw in me when you decided to get me on board. Apologies for ruining the moment, but the next few years quickly and busily flew by without much trouble. Titles just dropped and people are already have server hosters. Or it's kind of crazy. Dang. Yo. So I got my Twitch paycheck and I'm using that as commissioning stuff to do commissions and stuff that you guys will see later when that's all done. But once my YouTube paycheck comes in, I might be able to grab Hightail. I'm not sure though. I'll have to see if it's good. I want to like do some research into it because I don't know if it's worth spending money on right yet. But the next few years quickly and busily flew by without much trouble. I think I already read that, but yeah. Of course, we picked up ourselves a few more Departments of the Year awards, some promotions, and some collaborative researches. Yet all things must come to an end. The infamous fall of Lobotomy Corporation, for one. You left us. Dang. Though I don't suppose you have any trouble hazarding what they're telling me, even as the words come out fragmented. You left us, yeah, dang. Nothing but words of endless resentment. You left us behind, dang. Ugh. Fall of the former L Corp. I remember what Miss Yuri told us. The site crumbled in an instant, trapping the employees in there with the abnormalities. Oh god. What is this sound? The whole structure is quaking. What the hell is... Initiating site burial in 100 seconds. Any remaining employees must immediately evacuate the structure. Counting down 95, 94, oh my god. The escape pods to the surface are here, but there's only one seat left. They're saying that the next one's in 5 minutes. Listen closely. At the risk of sounding rather callous, I must inform you that the chance of survival in cases of crises like such as this is usually granted only to a very small minority of those affected. Some who prioritize the fairness of the process may settle on primitive methods such as drawing lots to see who get to escape. And in more barbaric groups, the survivor would be decided by none other than the rule of might. However, I am glad to find myself among those who are on the side of intelligence, so I make this argument, a suggestion before you. Compare yourselves to whose sole final purpose in life is clinging to your mediocre... Oh, this is a good way to get people to like you. And let you go. Mediocre office jobs making good on your debt payments. And me, who has produced several groundbreaking epochal theses and research results at such an early age, whose life in your eyes is of greater worth. Yes, that is how this tale ends. The compound collapsed 90 seconds later. I left the employees of my department behind and boarded the escape pod elevator and survived. How could you? Without even a hint of remorse. Wrath is a hideous emotion. I'm here today only because I have maintained a cold, rational head. The Elcourt branch within Hohenheim's Dungeons of Fathoms begins to crumble. It almost appears as though his heart was crumbling as well. Well, now that that's over with, I invite you to come face me, the distortion. With the experiment will come to an end. But just finding and defeating this distortion in a fight, I don't think that'll bring him back. I just know it. I agree. We're still in deep waters here. This can't possibly be all there is to it. This is actually Hohenheim's Canto, chat. Oh yeah, there's still a little bit to go, jeez. Alright. We see the Fey Lantern within the containment unit. The cyan-hued fairies flutter towards the wiry ancient branches of the tree and softly lands on one of them. The branch seating the fairies sways as though to entice us to get closer to them. Bright, countless yellow eyes glimmer from the shadows beneath its roots. What a beautiful specimen, this Fey Lantern. Have you finished your observations? We've been learning a lot about the abnormality recently. There's still a lot of unknowns, but still. Speaking of which, here's a pop quiz. What ego gift can you get from the Fey Lantern? Oh god. Midwinter Nightmare or Concavity? Oh god, I only researched this like one time. Concavity sounds familiar, so I'm gonna say it. Pay more attention next time. The researcher brushed past us. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, I know very little about Fairy Festival. You wanna know? Oh, no, I'll it's a quiz. I had to do it myself. Oh, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change the deployment order. I'm going to go you, 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 you. There we go. So I want Ishmael to have more blocks.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
To the mirror dungeon mines with you, oh god. Oh, focus battle, let's go. You know, I used to hate the focus battles, but like, they're kind of good. Oh wait, no, you need to do that, don't you? Cool.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다. 친히 목을 떨궈주마. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Concavity isn't even a real gift? Dang. It sounded familiar, but I guess I'm wrong and stupid, I guess.
회풍.
이야! 차! 정해진 운명이라네.
The prescripts are the same every time, right?
남전부 불타버렸나?
What?
결정, 해금. 좋아.
Yes,
지령에게
it's
불확실한
huge.
것은 없네.
Unlock 1. Hit a target with a skill marked with the mark of the prescript. Okay. No, do that instead, yeah. Save your stronger attacks, please, yeah.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
그대 흔들려.
Nice.
회풍.
미래를 과거와 같이.
Oh, it's done, okay. Huge. Why is it so zoomed in all the time? What the heck? Damn.
입장을 알리는 음악 소리가 들리는군.
홍원의 주인? 그래. 그 말이 사실이라면 이번엔 반드시.
Oh, you're faster. That's great. Okay. Dude, there we go. Yeah.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
What? Oh. You just get a free attack? That's awesome. Okay.
몸소 보여주지. 어떻게 대관원을 수청해 왔는지.
거둘 수 없다면 직접 후회를 새겨주지.
닭봉창.
결정, 해금. 좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Unlock 1 defense level plus 1. Okay, combat and hail. Okay. Hit a target. Yeah. Same thing. So the first two are the same, I guess, right? Or do they change after a certain number of turns, maybe? That might be it.
예측할 수 없게.
내 뒤로.
자,
치바이에 의뢰했다면
미래를 과거와 같이.
Still the same. Yeah, skill 3, but I don't have skill 3, so just do red sheet. Yes, that's what we'll do.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
It's gonna end after this, isn't it? I don't know why I'm like focusing so hard on the prescript.
이
I have an
수많은
index number, I
소원들
have
중
to.
그대가 이루고 싶은 소원은 무엇인가?
That is a pretty powerful ego, isn't it? My God.
뜻을 해금하겠네.
All right. Several messy, frantic letters are carved into the wall with knives. You can practically feel the sheer horror of desperation on their writers from the wild letters. Upon closer inspection, the deep marks tell a tale written in terror. They're swarming us, the monsters. I hear them, they're breathing. They're gonna kill us all, dang. Save me, please, someone save me. I don't want to die, please. Fear's what drives men to madness. The monsters are near. I can feel the rumble of their feet. They are coming. There are unfinished sentences written on the wall. Death has carved marks between them. Dang. Let's look around. Yeah, why not? Hongli, you got this one. Do you? No, Don still got it. Don might be my best for all of this, actually. Noticing something, Don Quixote points to an area on the wall. There's a small crack between the countless scribbles of letters. I carefully reach my hand into the opening and... I can feel the tip of my fingers brushing against cards. Someone must have hidden it there. This might come in handy later. All allies healed back to full HP. Operation Authorization card obtained.
보았는가?
Huge.
지령은 절대적이라네.
During the encounter, when an ally retreats or is defeated, randomly apply 3 offense level up between all identities next turn. Okay. When 3+ allies retreat or are defeated, randomly apply 6 offense level up. Okay, so this is like insurance, I guess. Sure. Let's go.
돈 벌러 가자.
We arrived at the entrance to Hohenheim's laboratory. This may be my final order to you. Either suppress me and return safe and sound to where you came from, or fail the suppression, place me in a containment unit, and perhaps we can observe what happens next. I mean, he seems to be relatively sane. That's when Heathcliff suddenly strode forward. Hohenheim, you still believe in that potentiality? What? I do. What keeps me going. You only hire researchers from the back streets, don't you? Heard from him earlier. They told me that you're a right pompous bloke, but thanks to you, they can continue to research and believe that there might be things in the world that's worth working towards. That was him? That was Heathcliff? You know, chat, I had a thought a while ago, but I didn't say it out loud. I was like, huh, I wonder, like, after Heathcliff left Wuthering Heights for the first time, I wonder where he went before he ended up here, because that was still a while ago, wasn't it? So I guess this is what it... Was it? Is that... That's crazy. Wait, but he... No, it's not him. Is it? It can't... I feel like it can't be him. That's so out of left field. No, he just... It's not intended to be Heathcliff, right? Am I misunderstanding what it was implied? I'm misunderstanding implications. I might be completely misunderstanding things. Because by what Heathcliff just said, I totally got like, oh, that was me, actually. Like, it's not him, right? No, I'm wrong. I misunderstood that, I think. read some of these skills. They're all just normal. Okay.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게.
필연적. 절대.
I should have saved that probably. That has
내 뒤로.
the similar personalities. Okay. Didn't he join the Dead Rabbits after leaving the manor? Yeah, he did. Okay. No, I told. Why would they? Oh, that's. That was that. That line there. The way he said it was like, oh, I remember that. You know.
해금. 좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Okay. And you still got the yeah.
기꺼이.
Oh wow.
내
Unbreakable
뒤로.
coins.
자. 하. 예. 최선의 방어를.
My God.
몸소 보여주지. 어떻게 되거나
Not actually that much damage, but alright.
미래를 과거와 같이.
Okay, what's your prescript now? Okay, wait. Set of observation. I didn't actually read that. Turn start. Gain 3 stack. Gain 1 stack. Every time you see he takes or deals damage with an attack skill. Okay, so take more damage from enemies. And deal more damage, but on hit take. Oh. So it's kind of like bleed, I guess. It's like bleed and rupture. Okay, we've got unlock 2, defense level 2. This 10 SB huge. Hit a target with the ego or awaken. Okay. Okay.
기꺼이. 회풍.
이 수많은 소원들 중 그대가 이루고 싶은 소원은 무엇인가? 하! 그 뜻을 해금하겠네.
Alright. Eliminated all enemies before. Okay, this is the final one, right? Yeah, you got 9. We're good. That's not good. Take that. Here we go.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
회풍.
찢어 밝혀주마.
What plagues your mind, manager? Your suppression efforts seem to be smooth sailing. And exactly as you have seen, manager, save for a few parts that were censored, I concealed nothing from your view. I don't believe I have committed any wrong by escaping that place alone, leaving the others to be buried there. Of course, it may be reprehensible from a moral standpoint, but why would anyone look at it from that perspective, manager? Especially when you are well aware of that in the city, such a perspective is entirely irrelevant and worthless. I can feel his gaze on me. Like he said, that suppression is going well, but this feels wrong, that it shouldn't end like this. What should I tell him? What is Hohenheim trying to hide from us? What if you do feel like what you did was wrong? We can put poise passive adaptation for this encounter. You're running away from something beacons the shield passive defense mechanism for this encounter. There's another side of the story you've told me. Cognitive bias. Poise might end up being a problem because we can blast through the shield. It's just going to slow us down a bit. SP passive, he hasn't even, it's not done anything, so that would be good, I think. I took the shield. I mean, we can blast through the shield because he's one guy. Like, we deal enough damage, so it's just lowering our damage a little bit. But poise can be a problem if he happens to, like, win a clash, so let's get rid of that. Faust relayed my words to Hohenheim. I see how you may have arrived at that conclusion, but you are incorrect. I have already done much contemplation regarding the matter, and have definitively concluded a long time ago that I have indeed done no wrong. Let me say in advance that I am a rare breed of researcher who detests the study of probabilities and statistics. I, Hohenheim, am not the kind to make irrational suggestions, such as drawing lots to see who gets to survive. I'm not the kind to partake in barbaric contests of strength to survive either. Battle of Cope. Indeed, there was no other recourse. My only option was to come up with an argument that was ultimately vain before the urge to survive, arguing for my survival on the grounds that I was the most useful one out of us all. God, he's talking so much. Water. I love water. However, they all made a rather objective decision for me. They overcame their base desires for mere survival and made a forward-thinking decision for the future. So no, I have no reason to believe what I did was wrong. It shouldn't be wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. This wasn't a sin. Even as Hohenheim defended himself, it seemed as though some sense of responsibility was pulling him down. Especially those last words. I could barely sense his usual air of confidence. All right. Cool. That's not good. Actually, wait, what if we just did this? That would work. Cool.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
회풍.
My God.
답봉창.
Nice.
유라니아,
Are you like
달릴
almost staggered
시간이다.
yet? Oh, kinda there, almost. Okay. Ishmael and Gregor. What the heck? Why is that better? Okay.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
자! 아프잖아.
회풍.
괜찮아.
You get staggered. Oh god.
찢었으니까. 폭풍과 함께 사라져라.
Don't trust that negative point skills are not calculated correctly. True.
서도록 할까?
2 staggers. Oh no. That's not. How did you get staggered? Wait, what? Okay, you're getting 1 attack off. That sucks, but alright.
위험 인물 발견. 제압할게요.
후회 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
회풍.
A stagger would be really nice right now. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that without our 2 attacks, but... Yeah, we probably aren't. Sucks. Unless...
몸소 보여주지.
Nice.
어떻게 대관원을 숙청해 왔는지.
Okay. We're close to a stagger. We just need to break through the shield and deal a little bit of damage. Okay.
예측할 수 없게.
뭐
Can you stop doing that? What the heck? You don't have a counter. You should not be able to do that.
회풍.
Are they unbreakable coins, I guess? I don't know. That's annoying. Is that the second time Don got staggered by that 1 attack? Is that just an instant stagger move or something? God, we staggered him though, okay. Not as much damage as I'd like, but we're fine, probably.
목을 내놓고
He does a
있도록.
lot of damage when he hits
징저
us. My god.
밝혀주마.
회풍.
I think we did win though. Yeah,
답봉창.
he's dead. Cool. Yeah, that shield might have actually been the better option just because, like, that would have gone so much faster, so he wouldn't have even gotten a chance to hit us that much. The escape pods to the surface are here, but there's only 1 seed left. They're saying that the next one's in 5 minutes. Look, I don't actually believe you hired me because you saw my potential or something like that. But I want to believe that you found hope in potentialities because of me. Hope and anticipation that we can make things better as long as we keep at it. I can't leave you all behind. I can't just save my skin not without everyone. This is what a right-hand man does, isn't it? Take my potentiality you found in Rise. Take it with you to the surface. Johan, what about you? Well, maybe next time, some other time. Wrath is a hideous emotion. That is why I did nothing at the entrance of that branch. Only remembering nothing more. Remembering the ones I'd left behind. I can sense the dungeon of the Fathom slowly beginning to close. Sometime later... I've returned, safe and sound. Welcome back, Hohenheim. Welcome back, boss. To be frank, I once wished to be someone like yourself, Heathcliff. What are you talking about? We don't want Heathcliff to be like Heathcliff. Because it's not easy to put my faith in games or of numbers, but in those slimmest potentialities of the world that can and continue to exist. I know it's not very befitting of a researcher to be so, but it's quite the romantic attitude for a human to embody, is it not? She was speak honestly, yeah. Well, the experiment is over. It was a huge success, all thanks to us, right? No, it was a failure. I had established this hypothesis that the sole answer was to hold a firm belief in the self, and nothing else. Had my hypotheses been correct, I would have remained a distortion. Thus, I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you. Thank you for making me fail. It seems that the classification for my distortion was He5SU. Disappointingly mediocre, but I don't suppose it can be helped. The world is a place where we must find the ray of potentiality among the mediocre, after all. Let us move on now. Mephistopheles is prepared to depart. Hohenheim's researchers waved at us. We'll meet again, right? No, thank you. Everything has an end, so do consider this to be our final meeting. End of the last exchange, this guy. The last thing we saw before the portal activated were the LCE researchers pushing up their classes in our general direction. Though I'd only taken a step or two, the entire world around us seemed to transform, leading us back inside the transportation instrument. Now that I think about it, we didn't even get to learn why Gregor's bones were made those cracking noises. All we learned from this experience was that the sinners have all become mediocre, but they each held certain potentialities within themselves. Each of us mulling over the events of the LCE, we returned to the bus where Charon and Virgilus were waiting for us. Let's go! I like that intervallo. Aside from the fact that I had to read everything myself, that's pretty cool.
나를 계속 고용해라. 홍원의 여러 협객 중 내가 별나게 보일 수 있겠지. 하지만 그 후엔 흑수들보다도 뛰어나다는 걸 알게 될 거다. 그때는 너와 나의 목적이 이루어진 후다.
Okay. Cool. And nocturnal sweeping. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Oh. I see, chat. I'm not doing that, I don't think. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll do that next time, chat. Right now, what I want to do is convert all these. And let's do some EXP luxivations, chat. That'll be fun. Sweeping time. You'll be swept away by the next interval. Oh god, okay. Yeah, we can afford to do 2 of these, so let's do it. Why is that twist up? Yeah, okay.
군주가 나.
지정. 잠시 같이 걸을 텐가.
연료는 잔뜩 준비해뒀지.
Oh, max, yeah, okay. No, we're not
목표
doing
위치로
the
돌격 중.
thing. All right. Forgot how awesome the music was. Neutral? What the heck? Get on your
예측할
horse.
수 없게.
17 damage. Are we seriously still falling behind in La Mancha Land? Really?
회풍.
결정. 해금. 초월.
듀라니요.
불확실한 것은 없네.
도록 달릴 시간이다.
예측할 수 없게.
과 함께 사라져라.
내 뒤로.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.
어떻게 대관원을 숙청해 왔는지.
답공창.
직접 나서도록 할까?
God, the music is just great, isn't it? Why are you still new? Why do you only have 5? What does this do again? That doesn't work. Whatever, just do that. Fine.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
자, 운명적인 죽음일세.
Okay, bro. Please. What's wrong with you? What's up with that? What the heck?
친히 목을 떨궈주마.
Unbreakable coin, though.
회풍.
Hello, Finn. Hello, what's up?
흩어져. 찾지 못하리.
Oh, there are so many of them. Oh, you're still on that? What? Okay, well, we'll have that one for when you get the next one. Whatever.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
야!
Oh my god.
그대는
Crazy.
친절하지 않아.
Not that much damage, but it looks
넌
cool.
푸름을
대검 방어.
틔울 수도 없겠구나.
It's probably better if you fulfill a prescript, David.
미래를 과거와 같이.
Yep.
언제까지 버티나 보자. 징저 발견.
친히 목을 떨궈주마.
회풍.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
Okay, there it is. There's the really good move. Oh my god.
가정없이 몰아칠 테니.
몸소 보여주지.
I like that he kind of uses like 2 different attacks for his S3.
어떻게 대관원을 숙청해 왔는지.
최선의 방어를.
그 뜻을 해금하겠네.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
찢어 놓아주마. 찢어 놓아주마.
Soloed. Oh my god. He just killed 3 guys with 2 attacks. That's insane.
끝인가? 정말 한 톨도 남지 않았나?
Alright.
그렇다면 어째서
Over here.
이 분노가
What else do I need to level? I guess we need to just level up everyone who's not high enough level, right? I think we swap out Gregor eventually, because he's starting to fall off a bit, I've noticed. You can kind of notice that, like, occasionally they'll just start to fall off the farther you get, even if you leveled them up properly. Wathan still got it even out of his prime, yeah. So maybe we focus more on other IDs, right? Maybe you, yeah. You can be level 50, why not? that's it. Okay. Well, chat. Alan Gregg. True, Alan Gregg. I forgot about Alan Gregg. Wait a minute. We've got Alan Gregg. What the heck? I totally forgot you existed. I should probably, like, use you on a team, probably. But you don't, you kind of, I guess, Trevor, yeah, sure. Okay, well, for now, though, I think I'm probably going to leave this tier.
정신밥은
Let me
무엇을
do this real quick. Whoa. Nice, what do we get? Oh, 2 modules. Cool. All right, chat. But, yeah. Thank you all for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch. I should have a link to my Discord server if anyone would like to join that. Link in the description as well as my Twitch bio. But, yeah, other than that, thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Later.